The Super Media Bros podcast is a founding member of the Odd Pods Media Network.
Super Media Bros.
So I'm going to just straight up say that I love one of the lead characters' names.
Okay, go on.
I will go on, not in great detail, but I do promise to go on about it in just a minute. Welcome to episode 230 of the Super Media Bros podcast.
God damn.
I know. I'm Richie.
I'm Devin.
Cinema Showdown has returned after, a little while. This is called Cinema Showdown 98.
Oh, shit.
I know.
Do you have plans for number 100?
We certainly do have plans for number 100.
Shit.
But y'all are going to have to find out about that when it comes around. Today, we've got two revenge thriller films. Miss 45 versus I Spit on Your Grave. Trigger warning, there is going to be talk of assault, sexual assault, things of that nature. So if that type of stuff is triggering to you, we suggest checking out many other episodes. Just forewarning. So with that, let's get into Miss 45.
All right.
Now, Miss 45 is directed by Abel Ferrera, which Abel Ferrera has done some really cool works. He's done the Body Snatchers remake that was in 1993. He's probably actually best known for Miss 45, but he also did a film called The Driller Killer, which was pretty fucking cool as shit, which he plays the title character.
Yeah, and he actually makes a cameo in this movie as well.
Yes, he is the first guy to assault our lead role.
Mm-hmm.
Whose character's name is Thena, which I thought was fucking cool because that is an allusion to the Greek god of death, Thanatos. And I'm sitting here like, oh, so Lady Thanos. All right.
Yeah.
She gonna fuck you up, and it's not gonna be the snap of the gauntlet that you hear. It's gonna be the snap of that fucking hammer coming back off the 45 caliber. So they don't really make any bones about it. They're just jumping right in with this.
They do. And one thing that I will say about this one as opposed to I Spit on Your Grave, I feel like the assault scenes are much briefer. And
more tame, absolutely.
Yeah, like they're definitely briefer, and definitely more tame. And I feel like that makes it, not to say that this is an enjoyable movie in terms of joyous, it's kind of like Schindler's List where you can acknowledge the quality, but it's like, whew, okay.
Yeah, the content is very heavy. We should say that like both of these movies deal with sexual assault victims who go on a revenge spree, which, believe it or not, this was and still is in some circles a genre of, like, they call it rape revenge films, which I still stand firm on this, where at the time that these came out, that was like a thing, but I don't feel like it's necessary to even have those types of scenes in film, because you can certainly allude to it happening and believe whenever we say your mind will take care of the rest. I mean, look at Texas Chainsaw Massacre with the quote unquote violence in that, when your brain did most of that for you. I'm not a fan of depicting it as graphically as the second film does, or at all, really.
And I was about to say, I feel like Miss 45 is more palpable for that reason. Like it's more open, like more people can probably sit down and watch it without feeling overly uncomfortable.
Yeah, because it's weird to say even this about this movie, but Abel Ferrera definitely has his own style of film. There's more art to it, if you will.
Yes.
So it deals with Thana, who is a seamstress that lives in New York City's garment district. The mute factor absolutely plays in very heavily. She gets assaulted the first. Now, here's the fucked up part. So Abel Ferrera plays the first, like, assault her, if you will. And it's in an alley as she's coming home from work. Well, she obviously in shock, like, goes back to her apartment, which is fucked up because before she even enters the apartment, you see, like, a dude rummaging through some drawers and some other shit. And then she comes in the room and she sits down, and this, I'm not gonna lie, I hadn't seen this movie in probably 20 years.
Oh God.
So I forgot when it cuts back to her, you just see a pair of boots and the music sting hits, and it actually, like, made me like, oh fuck, like, I forgot. It is a different fucking dude.
Yep.
Who has broken into her apartment, and then he fucking rapes her too. And I'm like, well, goddamn, like, I understand why she starts doing what she's doing. Like, she should have done it in the first fucking place. Like, to me, this is like the female death wish.
It's funny that you said that. It's actually loosely based on Death Wish, Thriller, and Taxi Driver.
Yeah, Thriller, A Cruel Picture is honestly, of all the movies we've mentioned, including I Spit on Your Grave, is probably the most graphic in terms of the assault, the torture, the gore, all of it. Like, Vinegar Syndrome, like, just released an uncut version. I bought that shit.
Let me write this down real quick. Okay. Thriller. And as far as story-wise, a lot of people would probably say Death Wish. I definitely saw Taxi Driver before I even read that it was inspired by Taxi Driver.
Yeah, I mean, it goes without saying with this film, the Taxi Driver element is the mental state of the main character, because it quite obviously goes through some shit. And the boss.
And the ending, too.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. So throughout this film, she is going back to work where she's got a boss, you know, it has like all these deadlines. Oh, she's got to meet these deadlines to sew all these pieces together for these dresses and these suits he's fucking selling. She goes into shock in front of all of her coworkers. Like, she just starts, like, just kind of submerging further into her own mind with all of this, at the point where she is hallucinating her assaulter in the mirror, reaching out at her own apartment. I'll
say this, like, you can tell that it's an old movie, but at the same point, like with that said, there's some technical aspects that are dated, but you can definitely tell that the director, he's experienced some form of panic attack.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, you can tell with the direction and camera angles and
all the music stings.
The music stings. I would even say, correct me if I'm wrong, but there was like a dolly effect. That's what it looked like to me. I'm not an expert, but that's what it appeared to be.
Yeah, yeah, he does a lot of like neo-noir looking shit. Very like grit setting. Like, it was very gritty. That's the thing about it. People like him and other directors that set their shit in New York during this time period, they made sure to make it look as filthy as possible.
Right.
I forgot to mention, she does murder the second assaulter with a fucking iron.
Mm-hmm.
And it's at work when she notices somebody like fucking with the trash bin, that she gets the idea to just fucking cut this bastard up in her bathtub, wrap it in newspaper, put it in bags, and put it in her fridge. You know, I'm not laughing at the material that caused her to be this way, but I will laugh at the fact that she's just like, you know what? I've been wanting to just clean this refrigerator out for God knows how long with all this food that's probably been rotting because I've been just eating out with all my coworkers. I'm going to put this dead dude's shit all up in this fucking fridge. Bruh. She's got like this landlady who has this dog named Phil, which I think is it's the coolest thing in the world whenever animals have like people names.
I know.
So she's that nosy typical like, you know, landlady or whatever, and the dog like will just bust in and start sniffing the fridge, and I'm like, he about to give you away.
Bruh, you want to know something about that dog though? The budget to this movie was so low. That was not a trained dog.
No, I know that.
That was just a dog that they got at a shelter, and it just so happened to nail it with every first take.
That dog was going places. And what might the budget be? You ask out there? $62,000.
Yeah.
Now, I will admit, for $62,000, this is a very well done movie.
Yeah, really the only like thing that I can say about it in terms of, oh, well, that's where the budget was low, I would say the blood. The blood looked like paint.
Yeah, but that was, okay.
Was that a time period thing?
I mean, sure, it's kind of a time period thing, but at the same time, that was very much in my mind a way to make the color pop a little more, and it was also kind of an homage to giallo horror.
Okay.
Because giallo horror typically focuses on like bright kind of. Look at Suspiria.
Right. Okay.
Look at Suspiria. I mean, look at, you know, shit like that. Like Suspiria is probably one of the best references for anybody that wants to make colors pop in a dark movie. Dario Argento is one of the greatest directors I've ever seen. Abel Ferrera is pretty fucking notorious as well with this shit, because it doesn't take a bunch. Like the violence in this movie is just enough.
Right, yeah.
This woman starts she starts hallucinating all this shit, and at one point, like, she starts noticing like the body fluid coming from the fucking drain whenever it's fucking gross. But what is fucked up is she actually feeds the fucking dog like parts of this dude's body. Like, she gets bored and she's like, I'm gonna fucking meat grind one of these parts, and she feeds it to the dog. Ugh. But Abel also shows us how this assault has affected her, not just in her own head, it physically does too, because there's one part where she puts one of the body parts down in a bag on her way home, and this dude thinks that she dropped her bag, and he's getting it, and he winds up trying to run after her to give it back to her. She's like running away, and she turns around and just blasts a hole right through his fucking head. And it's like, that dude was like 100% trying to do like the right thing, but you know, how is she to fucking know that? For all she knew, that dude was coming after her.
And what I liked about that is it's not a throwaway scene, because that's basically the director saying, oh yeah, this can be misconstrued as all men suck and all that sort of shit, but no, it was a quick scene that easily could have been on the cutting room floor, but he kept it in to be like, no, like, it's just that shitty things happen.
Yeah, and it also highlights the fact, and this has never not been a thing. I personally hate the fact that, and I say I hate the fact because I wish it weren't the case at all. Like, it's fucked up that this is even a thing, but I hate the fact that women just do not feel safe, period.
Yeah. With
just walking to their fucking vehicles from their front doors of their house, or walking like from the grocery store to their car, or just walking in general anywhere alone. You know, like this scene, I feel like perfectly encapsulates that fear.
Yeah, and that's the thing. We just had a conversation about two different angles from, what would you say, 30 seconds?
Yeah.
Like, that's how you know you did it right.
Yeah.
You know?
And I would also like to point out that you're only half right about it not being a throwaway scene. She definitely was trying to throw that body part away.
Fuck.
So, yes and no. A throwaway scene. Eventually, she starts just shooting everybody. Like, if she even thinks that they are like doing like anything wrong. Like, this one dude was fidgeting with his key. Like, he makes out with his girlfriend, She leaves, and he's fidgeting with his keys trying to get into the front door of this apartment complex, and she almost fucking shoots him, but he gets away in time, and she's like trying to like jiggle the door open. And I'm like, that door ain't opening. I mean, it's very obviously wiggling like more than a few inches back and forth, but it definitely ain't opening. The part that really like made me like oof was the scene where she is in the bar and that one guy is just like the shoe guy. He's just like talking to her. And you know what I'm talking about when I say this. Like, she was probably sitting in that bar like, all right, I've done enough tonight. God, why won't you shut the fuck? You're next. Like, straight up was just like, this dude talked too much.
Which is fucking hysterical because she can't talk at all.
Yeah, no shit. And she eventually sits down and he starts talking about how he found out his wife was like cheating on him and all this shit. So and at this point is where I'm like, oh, good. I hope you blow this dude's fucking head off, because he starts talking about how he went and strangled her cat for revenge. And I'm like, please kill this motherfucker. And she goes to, but she Elmer Fudd's. She's got no more bullets. So the dude, like, she clicks and it doesn't fire off. And the guy was like, what the fuck? And he grabs the gun from her. And I'm just like, God damn it, no. But without saying a fucking word to this man, she's essentially kind of like up-talked him into suicide, because I don't know if he did it on purpose or if he was just fucking with her because he thought the chamber wasn't full. He fucking puts the gun to his head. It just blows, like, it doesn't blow his head off, but he shoots it. But the way the scene was shot, I hate saying this because the dude fucking shot himself in the head, but when it happens, it immediately cuts to the back of the bench they're sitting on, and you see the gun smoke like in the moonlight. Oof, but bravo on Abel's part for setting that shot up where he's like, man, the director of photography did a great job on this movie too. So I'm like, all right, can we please move along from this and go somewhere else? Because this is getting uncomfortable.
The whole movie is. What do you mean?
It just gets worse, though, dude. Like, there's a subplot where her boss is inviting her to this fucking Halloween party, and he's, like, creepily rubbing on her. Now, mind you, Zoe Tamerlis was 17 when they shot this movie.
Yes. I wasn't sure if we were going to get into that, but yes.
Yeah, she was 17 whenever they shot this movie, which in parts of the country, weirdly, that's legal consent, especially back in, like, the 80s. So she, like, was just there.
Whoa. You mean that's not a Louisiana exclusive currently?
No.
Really?
Yeah, I think there's other parts of the country where it is like legal consent.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
I thought it was just us.
I don't believe. I mean, you could Google it if you want, but I'm pretty positive. Because they shot this in New York. But yeah, he's like rubbing all over him. He's just being gross, and he's like, there's going to be many boys there your age. And he's like stroking on her. And I'm like, God, you're fucking gross. So she writes on a notepad. She's like, I'll try. And then she like kills this fucking, okay, they even said it in the movie on the news thing. She shot a, quote, Saudi Arabian guy. Bro, no. This is like the number 0 in real life with a fucking, the most American looking face and beard I have ever seen in my entire life. Just getting shot the fuck up in a car.
I know. I was like, are you sure about that? Like, are we sure he's Saudi Arabian?
He definitely was not.
Like, I feel like that man is Caucasian.
Yeah.
I mean, 1970s? Do we give it a pass? Do we cancel it? How do we respond in 2022?
Bro, this is like 1981.
Oh shit, it's canceled.
This is but this ain't right. No, but no, this is definitely still around the fucking time where, I mean, fuck, most movies still are whitewashing like a motherfucker, but we're trying not to. Like, you should have always tried not to. But dude,
well, I'm looking more along the lines of brownface more than whitewash.
He really wasn't brownface though. He was just there. They were just like, it doesn't matter if this dude's got a tan or if he's like as white as a fucking ghost. Grow a beard, put some sunglasses on him at night in the back of a car, and just I don't even think he barely even tried with the accent.
I know.
He just like pulls out a fuckwad of money and just gives her 100, and she's just like, oh, I'm gonna slip that right in my purse and I'm gonna blow you the fuck away.
Hey Richie, so I'm thinking about making a movie. How do you feel about playing a Mexican?
Okay.
You're perfect.
Oh, and then I forgot about this. She goes to her roommate and she's like, I want to take the dog for a walk. She takes the dog for a walk and she ties it at this like log looking thing on the side of the fucking water. And she points the gun at it and then they just cut away into a note where it's like, oh, Phil got loose and ran after another dog, but I'm sure he'll find his way back. So the landlady is just like hysterical, and she's also entered her apartment so many times when she wasn't there, just snooping around in her shit. Well, she finds the fucking severed head of the dude, calls the cops. Meanwhile, she's dressed as a nun for this fucking Halloween party, red lipstick and all. And her boss tries to basically seduce her, and she just snaps and blows him away. And she comes down from the stairs and she just starts busting caps in every motherfucker. I mean, dude, she even shot the DJ.
I know.
She's like, you suck at record scratching. Why can't you play that fucking Hit Me With Your Best Shot song?
Oh my fucking God.
That was like a big hit a year before this came out. So I could imagine she's just like, fire away, and just blows a fucking hole right in the dude's chest.
She did not say that. She said...
That's right. That's right. Actually, she does have one line in this entire movie.
Yeah, it's like the last audible line in the movie.
Yeah, so her coworkers are there, and Lori is the one that winds up ending it. She takes the knife from the fucking cake, and I was just sitting there like, you really gonna fucking stab her with this cake knife? And she's holding it like a dick at one point, which I think is fucking hilarious for whatever reason. She's holding it like at her crotch like a dick, just waiting on Fana to back up, and she just fucking stabs her real hard. And she turns around to shoot her, and she just doesn't shoot her, and she doesn't scream, but she doesn't whisper. It's like a stage whisper almost, because she says sister and then dies. And the last shot of the movie is Mrs. Nasoni, the landlady, having like a memorial for her husband and her dog. But then Phil runs up the stairs and starts scratching at the door, and that's the end of the movie.
And that made me so happy because I was like, the dog didn't deserve to die.
I might be wrong on this, but I feel like that right there alone shows that Thana did not just blindly start fucking with people a little bit. Like, it shows that there was some consciousness there, some conscious decisions being made. She very well could have like capped that fucking dog, and she didn't. I don't know if that was meant to show that she's not completely 100% blind from trauma. You know, I don't know. It's just, it was a really odd ending, but I mean, the dog's alive, so there's that.
Yeah, I'm happy about that. I just like dogs.
I just like animals, goddammit.
Yeah, same. Like, I don't have a... Some people are weird. Some people like dogs more than cats, cats more than dogs. I like both. Can't we all just get along?
Straight up, dog.
Oh, sha.
So we're going to take a break, and we're going to come back with the second half of this Cult Cinema Showdown episode. You are listening to the Super Media Bros podcast from the Odd Pods Media Network. For the love of Bob, please don't go anywhere. Gentlemen.
Yes?
All men strive for gold in their life, right? Gold medals, gold watches, gold everything.
Well, I'm a little too poor for gold. We got bronze?
Dude.
Copper.
No. Be the type of man that goes the extra mile. Walk with the confidence of an eagle. Giggle in the face of danger. Be a big, hairless winning machine, and when you unzip your pants, you see platinum.
Oh, platinum. You mean like 4 times platinum?
That's right, man. And you too could go 4 times platinum with Manscaped. They want to introduce you to their best and biggest ultimate hygiene bundle yet. The Platinum Package 4.0. Yes, the Platinum Package 4.0. Join the 4 million other men worldwide who trust Manscaped by going to manscaped.com to get 20% off plus free shipping by using our code SUPER. Manscaped's brand new Platinum Package 4.0 is the biggest bundle that they have ever offered, giving you a bulk discount on their top products. It's the one-stop shop for the man that deserves it all, even you, Devin. They designed this package to allow you to fully align your entire hygiene routine with elite products.
Can I give myself a lineup?
Absolutely. This all-elite lineup is going to change your life. Inside the Platinum Package, you're going to find the Lawnmower 4.0 trimmer, the Weed Whacker ear and nose hair trimmer, the Ultra Premium Body Wash, the Ultra Premium 2-in-1 shampoo and conditioner, the Ultimate Premium Deodorant, the Crop Preserver Anti-Chafing Ball Deodorant, the Crop Reviver Ball Spray Toner, the Anti-Chafing Boxers, and the Shed Travel Bag. That's a big package, dude.
Thanks.
In case you need to be reminded, or if this is your first time hearing about it, the Lawnmower 4.0 Body Trimmer and Weed Whacker Nose and Ear Hair Trimmer feature proprietary skin-safe technology to protect your delicate parts. Both are waterproof, so you can, shave with less mess.
Dude, that sounds nice.
Is nice. In addition to shaving, you can now completely upgrade your shower routine with the Ultra Premium Body Wash and the Ultra Premium 2-in-1 Shampoo and Conditioner. You're going to have your skin and hair feeling hydrated and smelling fresh.
But I don't have hair.
You'll have your scalp feeling hydrated and smelling fresh. Don't forget to apply their aluminum-free Ultra Premium Deodorant for that cologne quality scent on the go. And also, their Crop Preserver Ball Deodorant and Crop Reviver Ball Toner can solve this problem for you. Once they touch your sack, you'll never go back. Bring your comfort and boxers to the next level. The Platinum Package 4.0 covers all bases from head to toe. The best bang for your shebang. Get 20% off plus free shipping with our code SUPER at manscaped.com. That's 20% off with free shipping at manscaped.com using our code SUPER. It's time you enjoyed the finer things in life and get yourself a Platinum Package for your Platinum Package.
Hi, I'm Lauren.
And I'm John.
And we host the Beard Owl Podcast, the podcast where we talk about two of the greatest things in the world, beer and Weird Al.
And a bunch of other stuff.
That's right. Do you like nostalgia? Do you like sibling banter? Do you like beer? Do you like Weird Al? Are you human?
If you answered yes to any of those questions, give us a listen. Become one of our loyal commenters.
Okay, so we're back, and we're going to talk about I Spit on Your Grave, aka Day of the Woman.
I actually didn't know that.
Yeah, so Meir Zarchi, I really hope I'm saying his name right.
You're not.
Fuck it. The director has only worked on this movie and its remakes and its direct sequel.
I did not know of any of those.
Okay, so... Well, there was one movie called Don't Mess With My Sister, but there's really nowhere to see what it is. But he did this one, and then he was an executive producer on the 2010, 2013, and 2015 films of that trilogy. And then he came back and did I Spit on Your Grave, Deja Vu in 2019, which was a literal 40 years later direct sequel to the first one.
I feel like that would be haunting, just for the fact that it's like, you look at what the original was and how just like uncomfortable it was, especially for the time.
I will tell you right now, this is probably one of the most uncomfortable movies I've ever watched, and especially in the first half. Now, I will say there's been a big divide on this film over the last 40-something years, where one side is that it's extremely misogynist. I don't necessarily buy that, because, I mean, even the director himself said that he had meant to empower women to be strong and to fight back and to stand up for themselves. And it was very much, from his point of view, a hyper-feminist film where it was like, fuck these motherfuckers.
That's kind of how I felt about it personally. Perspective is a huge thing. You know, I'm sure you've got very valid arguments against that. But to me, it's almost like whenever people called Tarantino a racist, and Samuel L. Jackson was like, how can he be racist? Me, as a black man, played the smartest character in the entire movie. It's kind of comparable to that. That's how I took it. I can kind of see where they're coming from, but to me, it's reaching, but I'm sure that there's some very good arguments.
Yeah, and here's the thing. Just, we'll get into the movie, obviously, but going in looks-wise, would you believe this movie had a way higher budget than Miss 45?
So,
1.5 million.
okay, I was not going to go that hard. Because with the boat and everything, I mean, that obviously costs money.
They got 2 boats.
Yeah, so...
They got a bicycle. They got a couple cars.
But then you also think of the set pieces, and Miss 45 objectively looks like it would cost more.
You never know. Abel Ferrera may have shot some of that shit guerrilla style. Like, nobody's around, fucking shoot this here.
This is true, yeah.
But the plot of I Spit on Your Grave is that Jennifer Hills, who was a short story writer, she rents this cottage house cabin thing in Connecticut, like right on the riverside. And she's supposed to like write her very first novel. And she stops off at this gas station and starts talking to the gas station manager and, you know, getting asked about like, oh, what brings you out here, blah, blah, blah. And then she has groceries delivered to her house from this fucking Gilligan's Island Gilligan nerd looking motherfucker. And he goes back and tells the gas station manager and these 2 other dudes about this chick he met. And he was like, I saw her breast. And I'm like, fucker, you didn't see shit. Even with those Coke bottle glasses, you ain't seen shit. Okay. Now, they start like slowly stalking her, which is so like this whole movie is really difficult because when they start stalking her, first it's via boat, like watching her on this fucking hammock, and then they all just show the fuck up while she's in a bikini. And this is supposedly the 3 of them are trying to attack her so that the grocery store dork Matthew can lose his virginity. And when she stops complying, which why the fuck would you comply in the first fucking place? Like, I'm not even exaggerating when I say, again, like trigger warning for anybody listening that's made it this far in this episode. This is probably the worst thing ever. Very vividly, graphically shown. And whenever I say graphically, I know Devin can attest to this too. It is probably the most graphic sexual assault scene I've fucking ever witnessed.
Yeah, like...
It's 30 fucking minutes long. I'm not fucking making this up. It is literally like from the time they are in the grass to some spots in the woods and into the fucking house. Every one of those dudes has their turn with her. Yeah,
and that was the thing. Like, for one, is it safe to say that this is every bit as graphic as Cannibal Holocaust?
Oh, abso-fucking-lutely. As far as the realism goes, I mean, you know, and goddamn kudos to Jennifer Hills. She fucking acted her ass off in that, and blood-curdling screams and very, very believable. Like, I hadn't seen this one in a very long time either. So I was sitting there going, okay, what I remembered of it is not at all what I fucking remembered of it. Like, my teeth were gritted. I didn't realize like I was white knuckling my fists like for her, just anxious and very just like not comfortable with it. Which again, to the director's credit, has said that he set this up so that her revenge would be like so much like obviously it was warranted completely.
Yeah.
Not like you needed any extra reason to cheer her on, but goddamn, when it fucking starts happening, you're just like, dude, fuck these sons of bitches up. Like, fuck all of these dudes. Like, for real, fuck them.
Really, the only thing though is like that fucking shit lasted, like you said, like 30 minutes, and I was just kind of like, Okay, I get it.
Was this your first watch?
Yeah.
Oh God, fuck! I should have fucking warned you.
And I remember too, I was off and I was like, I'm gonna soak in a bathtub. I'm gonna watch this movie. I'm a vibe. Not knowing, like I knew the plot, but I didn't know
To what extent?
Yeah, and I was just watching this. I'm like, at first it was just kind of like, oh shit, this is fucking realistic. Goddamn. Oh shit, you're still going? Okay.
Yeah, like it's so bad though. Like, okay, so the nerdy fuck refused to actually do anything, which is why the other three have their way. Like she literally crawls. Like when I say crawls, like literally crawls. Like there is like a lot of graphic nudity, and they show you, but they don't show you. She's bleeding from her ass at this point. Like it's fucked up. And she's crawling like covered in like dirt, cuts, blood, everything. And like when she gets in the house, like they fuck with her more. And then they are going to leave on a boat, but then they try to get Matthew to stab her in the heart. So instead of doing it, he goes in there and just wipes blood from her face on the knife and brings the knife back to the guys. And they believe that he killed her. So they leave. So like as the days start going by, she kind of like gets her shit together and she starts writing her fucking book more. And like the first time I watched this, I was like, why hasn't she just fucking booked it out of there? Just go away. But then when she goes to the church and starts asking for forgiveness, that's the point where you start realizing she's about to fuck these dudes up so fucking bad. And it's fucking glorious. Like, this is the part of the movie that is extremely easy to watch because you want to see these bastards get their comeuppance.
And that's why I don't think it's intended for you to feel like it's not a feminist movie. I don't know. Like, had they reduced the length of the rape scenes, then yeah, I don't think there would have been a problem. I think what it comes down to is the gratuitousness and how long it lasts. I think that's a lot of people's problems, whether they say that outright or not.
Yeah, I mean, there are definitely some problematic elements in this movie. And by that, I mean, like, that entire part. Like you said, they could have absolutely cut the shit down big time. But
I feel like even 10 minutes.
God damn.
Even 10 minutes of a scene would have been like,
okay, you're pushing it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the guys figure out that she lived because they drive by again in the boat and they see her just sitting against the tree and they beat the fuck out of Matthew, but she starts plotting her shit. She calls the grocery store to have more shit delivered, which this is where I can start like kind of laughing because this little motherfucker gets told, oh, hey, we need you to go bring these groceries to that house out by the lake. And the oh fuck look on his face is the greatest thing ever. Because the little bastard is debating whether he wants to quit his job or if he wants to just leave. So he just takes a knife from the butcher. He shows up and she's just like, oh, I thought you'd never come. So her idea is to fuck with him by basically like seducing him by the lake where she's rigged up a noose and she fucking puts it around his neck. And Jesus, she's got like that fucking rage strength at this point. She fucking hangs his ass and just kills him, chokes his ass to death on this thing hanging from a fucking tree. And I love how she shoves his body enough where she just lets it go and he just face plants in the goddamn water and she throws all his shit, his groceries, his fucking bike in the lake and just lets it drag off and fuck his body and all this other shit. And then the grocery store is like, well, we haven't seen Matthew. He hasn't come back. We think he may have run away. It's like, good, fuck him. Fuck that bastard. And then the gas station attendant apparently has 2 kids and a wife. Mm-hmm. Some Jerry Springer shit about to go down here. since you were bathing while watching this movie, I'm gonna let you take this scene because fucking shit, dude.
Oh shit. Yeah. At that point, my cat was sitting on the toilet seat. I got the seat down and everything, so he just kind of vibes. He's just staring at me, and I'm staring at him. And then I stare at my dick while she commences to cut this man's dick off.
Oof. Yeah, that scene that I fucking think it's crazy. Like, she first fucking like gets him in the car from the gas station, drives him out back to the fucking house, holds him at gunpoint, makes him get fucking naked, and then she's like, I'll draw you a bath. And then he's just like, just telling his whole goddamn life story to her like it's no big deal. But the way it happens, where he, like, she's jerking him off under the water, basically, and she reaches down when he's not looking, puts the knife under the water, and you just hear a like that, and he's just talking like, he's like, that stings a little, and then you just see blood just out of the fucking tub. Dude, that shit there was tremendously pleasurable to watch happen to this piece of shit. But at the same time, my dick was like phantom pain like the whole time.
My shit shriveled. That shit went backwards like a fucking turtle head to its shell. My shit crawled into my fupa.
They said, fuck this, I'm out of here. Fupa, fucked up penis assault. And it really was, too. Oh, God. I love, though, she fucking locks him in the bathroom while he bleeds out, and then she goes and plays classical music on the record player in the living room. I'm like, oh, my God. Fuck yes.
Yeah.
Music to fucking enjoy. Like, man dying of dick bleed. And I'm going to fucking listen to this classical music. God damn it. Yes.
Motherfucker, I'm just vibing.
She really was, too. And I love how at one point she's cleaning the tub out and then you just see his corpse. It's white as a ghost, man. That motherfucker lost all his blood, so he was just fucking white. Ghostly white.
Ghoulish.
Yeah. And then the other two fucknuts figure out, hey, our boys are missing. So they go back to the cabin on the boat. And one of them takes an axe, like, to the, I guess, like, that tree area or whatever the fuck. And she's already in the water, dude. And she fucking shoves the one guy out of the boat and takes it and just starts fucking circling his ass. And I'm like, oh my God. First time I watched it, I was like, please whirlpool this bastard and just fucking toilet flush his ass to the bottom of this lake. I know it can't be done, but I really wanted it to happen.
Everything is impossible until somebody does it.
We should try to do this.
Exactly.
All right. But these two kills are definitely the least, I guess, impactful.
Yeah, which is weird because you would think it would be the opposite. Like, they would be the first if it's going to be the more underwhelming, I guess, of the kills.
It's still awesome as fuck.
It is. Particularly the last one of these two.
I would like to talk about the first one, though. She straight up fucking drive-by axes the one fucking guy. Because the one of them apparently can't really swim all that well. So he's screaming for help from the other dude. And so he's like charging into the water, trying to like swing an axe at her, and he fucking like misses. And the axe lands in the boat. I'm like, you done fucked up, Ron. Like, you about to get got. So she takes the axe and circles around way the fuck across the lake, and she just comes back full speed, looking like Braveheart, like freedom. And she just fucking like axes the dude right in the back, and he bleeds out and drowns.
I'll never get over this weird, like, I don't think it's a trope, but a weird reoccurring thing that I've seen in movies and television where grown ass motherfuckers can't swim. I don't know why, but I'm always like, nerd. I don't care what the context is. Anytime, I'm just like, look at this fucking dumbass. Can't swim.
Reminds me of those poor bastards at summer camp where they're just like, I can't fucking swim. And the camp counselor is like, oh, okay, yeet, right into the water.
Yeah, like, really, to me, it's weird. Like, how are you going to be, like, anywhere between, in movies and TV and stuff, I've seen anything between, like, 16 to fucking 40. And I'm like, y'all motherfuckers can't swim?
Man, some people can't ride bikes, dude, for real. I mean, it's a thing.
I don't know. Was I just an active kid?
I think both of us were. I mean, surprisingly, I was, considering like the size I am now. But like as a kid, fuck yeah, dude. I was biking, I was swimming, I was running, fucking skateboarding. Like,
yeah, like I don't know. Skateboard, I was a late bloomer on. But I don't know. Maybe it's because we live in Southwest Louisiana. So I'm listening to this. I'm like, wait, how do you not know how to swim? Like they didn't teach you when you were like 4 or 5?
I don't know. Well, I'll say that Jennifer Hills certainly operates this fucking boat like she was from Southwest Louisiana.
Yeah, motherfucker was some damn swamp people.
She's like fucking X Games gold medalist of boats. Like we about to do some extreme swamp sports here, okay? She fucking drive-by axes the one fucker. And then the best is like she fucking backs the boat up somehow to the other dude. And he's begging her, which I thought this was kind of funny. Every time she would catch one of them, they blamed like a completely different one of them for like doing what they did. And with the final words of this movie, he's like climbing onto the motor part, which I knew what was coming. She fucking yells, "Suck it, bitch," starts the motor and fucking cuts his guts out. And he just drowns in the goddamn water and she just speeds away. And that's how the movie ends, dude. The credits rolling over the boat motor. Like it's a shot of her arm like steering the boat motor and just that is it. Like fucking shit.
I know.
So I know this is probably like a weird who wins moment because I definitely there are pros and cons to both of these films for me.
Yeah.
I'll start with I Spit on Your Grave. Obviously the cons are like Jesus Christ, the unnecessarily long sexual assault scene, the graphic nature of it and all that other shit.
It does add to the effect. Like, and to me, that's what makes it so complicated because it's like, you done good, but it's so much.
Yeah. And I get at the time he was going for like, okay, we got to shock people. I want to bring a sense of realism and all this other shit. But again, I stand by my original thing. You definitely don't need to show rape scenes in a movie. The pros, however, are her getting her goddamn revenge in some of the best ways possible. Like she fucks these dudes up. And that's what you come to see. You want to see this woman fuck these dudes up 9 ways a Sunday.
Yeah.
Cons of Ms. 45. I don't know that there are very many cons to the movie. Maybe length.
Yeah.
Like I would have liked to have seen maybe like 15, 20 minutes longer.
Yeah. Like I don't know if rushed is the right word.
Maybe for what they had the budget for, they could only shoot so much.
Yeah. Like I said, I wouldn't say it was rushed. It's just like very brisk. And
Because
for a movie of this
caliber.
Yeah, and
you're welcome.
And subject matter, it is kind of one of those things that you do want to let marinate a little bit.
No, I totally agree. I'm not gonna lie, dude. I think Miss 45 wins this one mostly because the way it was done was a little. Oh God, I can't even believe I'm going to say this word. It was a little more tasteful.
Yes.
Than I say a lot more tasteful. Given the subject matter, I thought the subject matter was handled well.
Mm-hmm.
You feel for both Thana and for Jennifer. You feel terrible for them both. I think this one delved into the psyche of the aftermath a lot better.
And that's what I liked about it more as well. For me, Miss 45 also wins. But how long has it been since this movie has come out?
41 years.
I don't know about you. I think we're due for a reboot.
Yeah, I mean, dare I say, Abel Ferrera does the reboot.
That would be great. The thing with I Spit on Your Grave is, to me, I know they've done recent sequels. To me, like, if you were to reboot it, though, with the content, not to say that there's no saving it, but it's like, this might be a little too much, especially for the time we're in.
They did reboot. That's the thing, is like they tried. And
that scares me.
it was 2010. That's what I'm saying. Like the 2010
that's frightening.
Yeah, that 2010 trilogy I talked about way earlier, that was a rebooted trilogy.
God, why do I feel like it's even more grotesque?
Surprisingly not. The revenge portions of it were much more grotesque. Spoiler alert for anybody that hasn't seen the remake in 3, 2, 1. The last literal shot of the movie are two of the assailants or assaulters. One is sitting in the corner of a room in a chair with like a rope tied to his arm. The other guy is facing him, face down, arms tied behind his back, legs like hog tied, with a shotgun like legitimately rammed up his asshole. And the rope from the other dude's arm is tied to the trigger of the shotgun. So when the dude awakes and sees him and he goes to like reach for help, dude that gets tied up gets a shotgun blasted up his asshole, out of his mouth, and through the chest of the dude in the chair.
So why couldn't we have gotten that back in the day? That would have been way cooler.
That's what I'm saying.
But as far as Miss 45, I think you could reboot that.
100% could reboot it. And it doesn't even have to be a rape influenced revenge story. You absolutely could make Miss 45 the death wish of today. You could have the woman's boyfriend gets murdered, or like she gets beaten up. She doesn't get like sexually assaulted. She just gets her ass kicked and like shit stolen from her, or like her family gets fucking blown up, or something fucked up other than getting raped happens to her. Because like I said, that doesn't need to be a thing. You could definitely fucking do this. And in today's R-rated movie world, you absolutely could get away with a lot more violence in it for the revenge pieces of it.
Where I'm going with this is, from the minute this movie started, I was like, it's weird. I don't know why. I usually don't do this, but the wheels in my head were already turning for what a reboot would look like.
And you started fan casting in your head, didn't you?
Uh-huh.
You started thinking Margot Robbie, didn't you?
No.
Oh.
Anya Taylor-Joy.
Oh, fuck yeah, dude. That's
the eyes is what sold me on it. I was like, they have a similar like facial structure.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. That like immediately I was thinking that.
Yeah, I could definitely see it. Unfortunately, Zoe Tamerlis died.
Really?
Yeah, she was young too. She
would have had to been like no later than 60, huh?
No, she was 37.
Oh
Yeah,
God.
she died in 99, bro.
God damn. I was giving her the benefit of the doubt and thinking she lasted another 20 years.
No, she died from heart failure.
Oh God.
And I'm not saying this even in a fucking disparaging way. She was outwardly, she was open about this. She loved heroin. And when she stopped using heroin, she started using cocaine.
Wow.
So cocaine-induced heart failure.
And she was good in this too. What else did she do?
She did a film called Special Effects. Oh, she was also in Bad Lieutenant.
No shit.
She helped write that movie.
Wow.
Yeah. Which, Bad Lieutenant is a fantastic Harvey Keitel film. But yeah, she helped write the movie and was in it.
I need to look into that then.
That's another Abel Ferrera film.
Wow.
Yep. It got screened at the 92 Cannes Film Festival. Fucking great movie. Definitely should check that out. But yeah, Miss 45 wins this week's Cult Cinema Showdown. Next week, we're going to come back with some wrestling content. Going to be doing the AEW New Japan Pro Wrestling Forbidden Door review.
I'm looking forward to it. I think we're going to get some fantastic wrestling. Each match is going to be very good.
Oh, yeah. Visit supermediabrospodcast.com for past, present, and future episodes. Check out all the other podcasts on the Odd Pods Media Network by visiting oddpodsmedia.com. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Buy some merchandise. Follow us on social media. Leave us a rating and review at Podchaser, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or GoodPods. And for the love of God, come back next week. There's always something fun. And it's for you. We do this for you. Let's get the fuck out of here.
All right.
Thanks for listening, everybody. This has been Cult Cinema Showdown 98, Miss 45 versus I Spit on Your Grave, episode 230. God damn, 230. Until next time, I'm Richie.
I'm Devin.
Shades on.
We're off.